Have you ever thought about picking up a new skill, like playing the guitar or speaking a bit of Spanish, but then wondered if it's too late to start now that you're over 60? Maybe you've caught yourself saying, I'm too old to learn something new, or you've worried that your brain just doesn't work the way it used to. Well, let me tell you something exciting. Your brain is more capable than you might think, and it's never too late to learn something new. In fact, learning after 60 can keep your mind sharp, boost your confidence, and even make life more fun. Today, I'm thrilled to share 6 strategies that actually work to help you learn new things after 65. These are simple, practical steps that fit into your life, whether you're curious about painting, technology, or even a new language. So grab a cozy seat, maybe a notebook to jot down ideas, and let's dive into the first strategy that can open up a world of learning for you. Let's start with why learning new things matters as we age. Your brain is like a muscle. It thrives when you challenge it, forming new connections that keep it strong and flexible. Learning doesn't just help you pick up a new hobby, it can improve your memory, boost your mood, and even reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Plus, there's something incredibly rewarding about mastering something new, whether it's baking a perfect loaf of bread or figuring out how to use that smartphone app everyone's talking about. In this video, we'll explore 6 strategies to make learning easier and more enjoyable. Starting small, embracing curiosity, using repetition, connecting with others, leveraging technology, and staying patient with yourself. These strategies are designed to work with your life, not against it, and they're backed by research and real-life stories. Ready to get started? Let's jump into the first strategy. The first strategy is to start small and build from there. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to learn something new is diving in too deep, too fast. If you try to tackle a big, complicated skill all at once, like learning an entire language or mastering a complex instrument, it can feel overwhelming, and you might give up before you really get going. Instead, break your goal into tiny, manageable steps that feel doable. This approach not only makes learning less intimidating, but also gives your brain time to absorb and process new information, which is especially important as we age. Take my friend Margaret, who's 67. She always wanted to learn to play the piano, but felt intimidated by the idea of reading music and coordinating her hands. Instead of signing up for advanced lessons, she started small. She found a beginner's app that taught her just one simple song, practicing for 10 minutes a day. She focused on learning a few notes at a time, and within a few weeks, she could play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star with confidence. That small win gave her the boost to keep going. And now she's working on more songs and loving every minute. Margaret says those little steps made the piano feel like a friend, not a challenge. So, how can you start small? Pick something you're curious about. Maybe it's gardening, cooking a new dish, or using your tablet to video chat with family. Break it into the tiniest possible step. For example, if you want to learn gardening, start by learning how to care for one plant, like a tomato. Spend 5 to 10 minutes a day reading a beginner's guide or watching a short video. If it's technology, try mastering one feature, like sending a text message before moving on to something else. Set a timer for 10 minutes a day to focus on your new skill and celebrate every small win. Those victories build momentum. If you're feeling stuck, don't worry. Just pick one small thing and start there. This strategy sets you up for success by making the learning feel manageable and fun. Now that we've talked about starting small, let's move on to the second strategy, embracing curiosity. Curiosity is like a spark that keeps your brain young and eager to learn. When you approach learning with a sense of wonder, it becomes less about having to and more about wanting to. This mindset shift can make all the difference, especially after 60. When you might feel hesitant about trying something new, curiosity helps your brain stay flexible, encouraging it to form new connections and stay engaged with the world around you. Let me tell you about my neighbor Tom, who's 70. He was never much of a tech person, but he got curious about how his grandkids were using their phones to make videos. Instead of thinking, this is too hard for me, he asked his grandson to show him one simple app. That curiosity led him to watch online tutorials, and soon he was making short videos of his garden to share with family. Tom says that asking questions and staying open to new ideas made learning feel like an adventure. He's even started experimenting with photo editing, and he's noticed his memory and focus are sharper because of it. Here's how you can embrace curiosity. Pick something that sparks your interest, even if it feels a little out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's learning about local history, trying a new recipe, or exploring a hobby like knitting. Ask yourself, what's one thing I've always wanted to know more about? Then, approach it like a detective. Watch a short video, read an article, or ask a friend who knows about it. Keep a small notebook to jot down questions that pop up, like, how do you prune a rose bush? Or, what's the easiest way to take a screenshot? Let those questions guide you. Spend just 10 minutes a day exploring your topic, and let your curiosity lead the way. If you're not sure where to start, visit your local library or community center. They often have free classes or resources to fuel your curiosity. This strategy keeps learning fun and helps your brain stay vibrant. With curiosity lighting the way, let's explore the third strategy, using repetition to lock in what you learn. Your brain loves repetition. It's how it builds strong neural pathways to store new information. As we age, it might take a little longer to learn something new, but repeating it in a smart way can make it stick. This doesn't mean boring drills. It's about finding creative ways to revisit what you're learning so it becomes second nature. My friend Susan, who's 65, wanted to learn Spanish to chat with her neighbors. At first, she struggled to remember basic phrases. Instead of giving up, she started repeating a few words each day like hola and gracious while doing everyday tasks like washing dishes or walking her dog. She also used flashcards on her phone, reviewing them for 5 minutes each morning. Over a few weeks, those words became automatic, and she was able to string together simple sentences. Susan says the repetition felt like planting seeds that grew into confidence, and she's now having short conversations with her neighbors, which she never thought possible. To use repetition effectively, focus on one or two pieces of your new skill at a time. For example, if you're learning to cook, practice one recipe step like chopping vegetables until it feels easy before adding the next step. If it's a language, pick 3 new words each day and say them out loud during routine tasks, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. You can also use tools like flashcards, apps, or even sticky notes around your house to remind you to practice. Aim for 5 to 10 minutes of repetition daily and mix it up to keep it interesting. Maybe sing the words, write them down, or teach them to a friend. If you're learning something hands-on, like knitting, practice one stitch repeatedly until it feels natural. This strategy helps your brain hold on to new information, making learning easier over time. Now that we've covered repetition, let's talk about the fourth strategy, connecting with others. Learning is more fun and more effective when you do it with people who share your interests. Social interaction not only makes learning enjoyable, but also boosts your brain by engaging memory, communication, and problem-solving skills. Plus, sharing your learning journey with others can keep you motivated and give you new perspectives. Take my Uncle George, who's 72. He wanted to learn photography, but felt nervous about starting alone. He joined a local photography club at his community center, where he met people of all ages who loved taking pictures. They shared tips, went on photo walks, and even had friendly competitions. George found that talking about photography with others helped him remember techniques like adjusting the camera's focus and gave him confidence to try new things. He says the group made learning feel like a shared adventure, and he's noticed his memory and focus are sharper because of it. Here's how you can connect with others while learning. Look for local groups, like book clubs, art classes, or hobby workshops at your community center, library, or senior center. If you're learning something like cooking or gardening, invite a friend to join you for a practice session. Maybe cook a new recipe together, or plant a small garden. If getting out is tough, try online communities. There are forums and social media groups for everything from knitting to history. Even teaching what you're learning to a family member, like a grandkid, can reinforce your skills. Aim to connect with someone at least once a week, whether it's a quick chat or a group activity. The social boost will make learning more fun and help your brain stay engaged. Let's move on to the fifth strategy, leveraging technology. Technology can be a game changer for learning after 61, offering endless resources at your fingertips. Videos, apps, online courses, you name it. It might feel intimidating if you're not tech savvy, but you don't need to be an expert to use it. Even simple tools can make learning easier, more accessible, and fun, helping you master new skills at your own pace. My friend Linda, who's 66, wanted to learn how to paint watercolors but didn't know where to start. She found a free app with beginner tutorials and started watching one 10-minute video each day. She also joined an online art group where she could share her paintings and get feedback. Linda says technology made learning feel less lonely and gave her the confidence to keep going. She's now painting beautiful landscapes and even noticed she's better at remembering details, like her weekly schedule, because her brain is more active. To leverage technology, start with something simple, like a free app or website related to your interests. For example, if you're learning a language, try an app like Duolingo for 10 minutes a day. If it's cooking, search YouTube for beginner recipes. There are thousands of videos with step-by-step instructions. Online courses, like those on Coursera or local library websites, are great for structured learning, and many are free. If technology feels overwhelming, ask a friend or family member to help you set up one tool, like downloading an app or bookmarking a website. Spend just 5 to 15 minutes a day exploring these resources, and don't be afraid to experiment. Technology is like a library in your pocket, opening up new ways to learn and keep your brain sharp. Finally, let's talk about the sixth strategy, staying patient with yourself. Learning something new can feel challenging, especially if it's been a while since you tried something unfamiliar. It's easy to get frustrated or think, I should be better at this by now. But patience is key. Your brain is perfectly capable of learning. It just needs a little time and kindness. Being patient allows you to enjoy the process and builds resilience, which is great for your brain and your confidence. My cousin Helen, who's 69, decided to learn how to use a tablet to stay in touch with her grandkids. At first, she got frustrated when she couldn't figure out the settings or accidentally closed apps. But she reminded herself to take it slow, celebrating small wins like sending her first email. She kept a notebook to jot down steps and asked her daughter for help when she got stuck. Over a few months, Helen became comfortable with her tablet and even started using it to watch gardening tutorials. She says being patient made learning feel like a journey, not a race, and she's noticed her memory and focus are better because of it. To stay patient, give yourself permission to make mistakes. They're part of learning. Set realistic goals, like practicing for 10 minutes a day instead of aiming for perfection. If you're struggling, take a break and come back to it later. Your brain often processes things in the background. Keep a journal to track your progress. It's motivating to see how far you've come. If you feel stuck, talk to someone who's learned the same skill, or watch a beginner's video to remind yourself that everyone starts somewhere. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Learning is a gift you're giving your brain, and every step counts. Now, let's bring all this together. The 6 strategies we've talked about, starting small, embracing curiosity, using repetition, connecting with others, leveraging technology, and staying patient, are like a roadmap for learning new things after 60. They work together to make learning fun, manageable, and rewarding, helping you keep your brain sharp and your life vibrant. Think of these strategies as tools in your toolbox, each one helping you build new skills and confidence. You don't need to use them all at once. Start with 1 or 2 that feel right for you, like trying a small step or exploring a curious interest. Learning after 60 is like planting a garden. It takes a little time and care, but the results are beautiful. You might be surprised at how much joy and mental clarity come from mastering something new, whether it's a hobby, a skill, or even a new way to connect with others. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you've always wanted to learn? Or do you have a story about a skill you've picked up recently? Your experience could inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips on living your best life at any age. Your brain is ready for new adventures, and with these strategies, you can make learning a joyful part of your journey. Here's to a curious, vibrant, and unstoppable. You keep learning and keep shining.